Positioning of the center, everybody. The name is Blue Fang, and welcome to my ranking of the top 10 winners in Hell's Kitchen. But as you can see in the title, I didn't do this alone. Meet my second time collaboration partner and best ranking partner. Introduce yourself.
Me, it's my Pop Tart. I'm back at it again. I know it's pretty soon after the Danganronpa ranking, but yeah, I've had a lot of fun making these with Blue Fang, so I think it would be pretty cool to get onto this, since I also I'm very invested in Hell's Kitchen.
Yep, I've found a new software, so this should hopefully turn out better than the Danganronpa one. But that's neither here nor there. Here's my question for you: are you strawberry flavored?
I mean, that's a good question. I just made this up as a joke, but I guess my intention was to be strawberry.
Yay! Okay, enough with the jokes. Let's move on to the worst of the best. Coming in at number 10, we have the winner of season 5, Danny Veltri.
Yeah, just to start off, Danny is definitely a person that I had interchangeable with some of the people like outside of the top 10. I could see arguments for many others, but the reason I we agreed on Danny was because of season five's placement and its talent level.
Like, really, look at the Black Jackets. Robert, Ben, Paula. That was a strong Black Jacket brigade, and I'm going to truly say it. I think season 5 is the first truly talented cast in Hell's Kitchen history.
Yeah, you're right. And speaking of those Black Jackets, Paula, and Ben had a really interesting dynamic, with Ben being the underdog, Danny being the really overconfident, strong cook, and then Paula being down to earth. Andrea was just there. I mean,
with season 5 as a whole, I think Robert's medical leave really kind of just propelled a lot of people. Because let's be honest, if it wasn't for Robert's medical absence, he probably would have been top 3.
Right, instead of Andrea. And I would have actually preferred to see Robert over Andrea.
But yeah. Also, we have to admit, You Couldn't Cook Off My Cock is pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It's.
But
all right, yeah.
Yeah, the season 5 finale where he beat Paula, which is certainly surprising, but not unwanted. Really just...
Right.
There isn't a whole lot to say about Danny Veltri. Like we said earlier, there is just a lot that you can interchange with the cast, but we kind of felt with season 5 being the first truly talented season that just barely pushed Danny over.
Right. Yeah.
Anyways, moving on to Inconsistency Town at number 9, we have the first deserving winner and the winner of season 2, Heather West.
Yeah, I had a good time watching season 2, even if it was god awful talent wise. I mean, only her and Keith had solid performances. The Black Jacket Brigade from that season was pretty awful.
Like, seriously. Let's just talk about this real quick. First off, like I said, Heather's the first deserving winner. No offense to Michael in season 1, but Michael won because it wasn't Ramsey's show. At this point, Heather feels like someone who would actually get far on a current season.
Yeah, I agree. And then, following with that season 2, she really did. It really was deserved, given the fraudulent runner-up. You know.
The Virginia saves. Let's be honest at this point. The only drama in the finale wasn't is Heather gonna win. The drama of is Heather gonna win didn't come from Virginia being a good opponent. It came from the fact that she got saved so many fucking times that you figured the producers were gonna rig her to victory.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've seen from Flynn Masters, he thinks that since he had decided Heather was going to win at that point, why keep Keith around?
Yeah. I mean, I can see the past performance issues, but come on. Virginia, to this day, holds a record for every time she could be nominated, she was nominated.
You're right. And honestly, other than Heather and Keith, this season Yeah, I've already said that, but
Lacks talents. And even excluding that, the Burn episode pretty much cemented Heather winning.
yeah, I mean, at that point, it was a toss up between Keith and Heather, but then Heather burned her hand, and she still was a great chef. Like, that pretty much cemented it.
Listen, when you get injured and you're still able to keep fighting, it's basically a cementing that you have a good future. You'll see
Get to
that
that a
later.
little bit later. You'll hold your horses there.
Yeah. But, anyways, moving on from that, at our number 8 slot, we have the most recent winner to date, Ryan O'Sullivan.
Yeah, I really did like Ryan watching American Dream, and I think it's pretty obvious as to why he's already on this type of list, and that's because he was on such a talented season.
Agreed, because as we are going to state, the later the cast number, the more talented the season. As our most recent winner and our more talented seasons come in, of course, it does mean something great. But what really means something more is that he's the successor to Big Donna.
Hey, Jonah, I love. Yeah, he's the second Irishman to ever get on the show, and to follow up Declan and still be like a notable character is really big for Ryan.
Yeah. Ireland's getting some good names.
Oh yeah, getting back to back top three contestants is ridiculous.
Yeah. But with that all being said and done, we got to say goodbye to Ireland and move forward to number seven, Alex Ballou.
Yeah, I mean, season 21, in my opinion, isn't the most entertaining, given the whole first half of the season is just old people getting kicked off, except for, like, Tara and Alex.
Yeah. But he did beat them youngins.
He did beat them youngins.
He beat them youngins and showed them to the senior citizen home.
Exactly. So, but expanding on the first half of the season idea, for the first half of the season, it was dominated by Alejandro. So I was thinking, okay, Alex is going to be Black Jackets, not beating Alejandro. Especially because at that time, Corey Sutton was the oldest winner. So I was expecting another mid 20s chef like Trenton to win. But no, Alex proved he was better, and that is big in my book.
Like, the fact of the matter is, old people in this show have never had a good history. I don't personally agree with this example, but I will say if you want a good example that the majority of the fan base agrees with, look no further than Petroza. So the fact
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So the matter of fact is that Alex pulled something off that for almost 20 years no one thought possible.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's why Alex Ballou's at number 7. But of course, there's just got to be some above. And oh hey, speaking of people from above, coming in at number 6, we have everyone's least favorite season, but a good winner, Paul Niederman.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was like your prototypical fiery, passionate chef who just so happened to also cook.
My fire isn't out as one of the best elimination pleas ever, and I think an argument can be made that it is the best. Sorry, Clemenza.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I mean, I love Clemenza, but Paul really did like give himself a chance with that plea.
Now, I will say the one reason why he isn't up higher is because it's season 9 and he stood up for Elise. That's an instant detriment.
Exactly. Anyone that ever really aligned with Elise was dead in the water, and Paul just so happened to get roped in, even though he could have easily avoided it by backing up the person he admitted to having a crush on. Like,
Bro, you took 2 L's back to back. How did that help you?
exactly.
Although I also
But
have to.
now, yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to throw in a personal fan theory here. I can't confirm any of this, so take this with a grain of salt. I have to see that with Elise being such a personality that maybe the contestants were paid off to stand up for her, because considering Will's freak out freak out about it too. There's no way I could see him sticking up for Elise.
Yeah, but I mean, we did see in the edit Elise trying to get on their like tough alpha male side, but I still agree with you that there's a very, very low chance that they would do that for her.
Yeah. Anyways.
And speaking of Will, the reason why Paul Niederman is even on this list is because he beat Will Lustberg.
Because let's be honest, season 9 was Will's season to lose. And Paul Niederman, of all people, not only having a Scott level comeback, but he also beat the immovable wall that is Will. That's an impressive feat.
It really is.
And that's why he's up here in this list. Unfortunately, standing up for Elise prevented him from shooting higher, but just let it be known, if he didn't do that, he probably would have scored much higher.
Exactly.
Let's move into number 5. Everyone's favorite chef from season 16, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was really easy for me to pick her, but really hard for me to place her, especially because she is, in my opinion, the worst season of Hell's Kitchen.
Like we said, Ryan, I'm going to put it blunt. Season 16 was Ryan's seasons to lose, and especially after Megan, it really just felt like Ryan was a discount Megan in a worse season. But nevertheless, that's not a bad thing in season 16, getting compared to Megan.
Right. Right. And I know that people like Danny and Paul have beaten better runner-ups, but Heather isn't exactly a bad runner-up.
I mean, she did come back in Rookies vs. Veterans, and she did reclaim a black jacket.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty impressive to beat someone on that consistent of a talent level, but at the same time, we can't exactly rate you higher for winning season 16 of all things.
That was your season to lose, and you weren't Will or Megan levels of indestructible, and that's the only reason why Ryan is so low. A bright spot of season 16, right. Absolutely, and a major part of the best opening night seen yet, but it's season 16. You gotta discount it from season 16 alone.
Exactly. If she had, say,
any other
like
season.
A sterling, yeah, any other season or a sterling level personality, then maybe a little higher. But I think that this is about right for her.
Coming in at number 4, everyone's favorite not everyone's favorite 2-time black jacket, because this ain't Nick. Everyone's favorite female 2-time black jacket, it's Ariel.
Yeah, I mean, to start off right off the bat, she went from a 3rd place to a 1st place. That's extremely impressive, given her first season was season 6.
And to top that off, season 6 and 18 were at least 10 years apart. The fact of the matter is that you stayed this consistent after that long of not having been in there is a testament to your skill.
Exactly, and even if she had come that far in season 6, she's still extremely improved in terms of talent, in terms of leadership, and especially at past performance, because I remember in season 6, the only reason she didn't make it past Kevin was because her past performance was pretty poor.
Yeah. The Rookies versus Veteran talent was just off the shits. It had some stinkers, but it also had some really good talent in there, and I think it's not a stretch to say that Ariel was easily the most improved veteran.
Well, besides maybe Trev, but at the same time...
That's Trev. That's a low bar.
Yeah, Trev didn't have that high a bar to clear.
But I will say the reason Ariel doesn't score any higher is Motto's quit. Because I'm going to be flat out blunt. I think if Motto didn't quit, he probably would have won.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not exactly like it's a washout. Ariel still had a shot.
And again, Motto quit at the final 4. Ariel was guaranteed a black jacket. Like, that was a very, very late game quit. Even if she had lost when Motto quit, a final 4 performance after a final 3 performance is a great record to have.
Exactly.
But moving forward...
But at this...
Oh, no,
go ahead.
You first.
No, it's all right. I was going to say, even if she did make it to top 4 with Motto not quitting, I think Brett would have gone then, making her top 3 again.
Yeah, I think it would have been Brett, and honestly, considering how the finale went, I think Mia would have been top 3. I think she would have made the finale either way, just Motto would have beat her. And Motto would be on this list instead
Right.
of Ariel. But moving on to the top 3 winners, the most iconic 3 winners, and basically, if you're a Hell's Kitchen fan, the only 3 winners who could be up here. Place your gets in the round of 3, but coming in at number 3 is Hell's Kitchen's most iconic contestant, Christina Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were probably expecting her to be number 1 or number 2, but I think it's pretty obvious as to why she wouldn't score that high, and that's because of episode 1.
That episode. Christina, if there's one thing you can say about Christina, she was rock solid, but even then, there has to be an exemption to the rule, and episode 1 performance really shot her back. But nevertheless,
Agreed.
winning season 10, and on top of that, becoming one of the most successful chefs to come out of Hell's Kitchen, that's gotta say something.
Exactly. With season 10, you had one of probably the most polarizing casts in Hell's Kitchen history, because you do have some real genuine fan favorites like Clemenza,
Clemenza,
like
Justin,
like a Christina.
Brian, Christina.
But then you have the red team.
Robin, Tiffany, Kimmy.
Robin, not Robin, Barbie.
I didn't think Barbie was that unlikable. I mean, she got the
No.
blunt end of it.
No, I absolutely agree. I'm just saying that Barbie was for some reason the target of those 3.
Yeah, it was cruel. But it was nice to see her outrank it all. Anyways, dealing with the season 10 red team could not have been an easy feat, but nevertheless, coming from that team and ended up taking the whole season, especially over the likes of someone like Justin, that's an impressive feat.
Yeah, even outside of Hell's Kitchen, she's become probably the most successful winner and most successful chef in general. The fact that she is now like Ramsay's right hand man is
the suit.
It's impressive.
I'm gonna state this: I would have said that she was the only person to return. She was the only contestant to return as a staff member if it wasn't for Jay. But she was the first person to return as a staff, and that's impressive. Basically winning and getting a promotion in the same show you won. Can you really name any other show that did that?
Yeah, no, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Yeah. Christina has an iconic lineup, but that episode 1 performance, followed by the sheer skill of number 2 and 1 respectively, just set her back. But still, no shade to Christina. But speaking of which, coming in at number 2, Hell's Kitchen's most talented winner, Megan Gill from season 14.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious as to why Megan is up here, and that is because of the sheer dominance she held over season 14.
Let's put this in perspective. We know that the talent of most recent seasons have been better than the talents of early seasons, but I still think that there's no one out here who's going to debate that season 14 is the most talented season of Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, it's pretty much fact in Hell's Kitchen fandom at this point.
And to put this on top of perspective, one mistake, including challenges and dinner services, one mistake the entire time is one hell of an impressive feat.
Exactly. The only person to ever do that other than her was Will, and even then, Will didn't have the win to his name.
And again, season 14's talents. Aside from Josh, look at the Black Jackets. Nick, Michelle, Millie, T. All of these guys could have been winners in other seasons due to their talents, but that's an impressive feat, beating them all.
Especially T. I think that T in any other season wins. It's not even close. But the fact that she lost to such a talented person in Megan, it's top marks.
Yeah. Megan, Upstanding winner. Probably was my pick for the best, but come on. We all know that we have to give the number one spot to the one-armed bandit himself, Dave Levy.
Now the reason he is above Megan Gill, despite his challenge struggles, is because he won with one hand. Are you kidding me?
He got the epithet of the one-armed bandit for a reason.
This guy was unstoppable, and this guy was more crippled than half the people. Like, it's ridiculous.
And basically in season 6, if anyone tried to play the injury play, they immediately got compared to Dave and said, "Do you see him complaining?" No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, and even then, Kevin also hurt his ankles. So the fact that you had two injured men in the finale who had been that dominant and Dave won? Are you serious?
You also got to give it to Dave. Season 6 is prime golden age Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, and to win, it's so impressive to me that this guy kept his cool.
Kept his cool. Season 6's talent level was great, with the final four Black Jackets especially coming to mind. You got Tennille, Ariel, who got final three and was on this list before. We have Kevin, broken ankle, and somehow the guy with the worst injury in that final four ended up taking it all.
It's one of the best stories ever told by Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah. But with that, I believe we've run out of our topics to say. So, my name's Wufang, my partner.
I Pop Tart. Thanks for watching, you guys.
My strawberry flavored partner over here. We're all going to bid you a good West Michigan summer, buddy. Take care, and we'll see you all next time.